As we start here, first, you were explaining a moment ago about this wrist injury thing. Tell us when it happened, what it's like.
It happened about a month ago now, just right after we got back from Christmas break. We were scrimmaging UCM before they had a big game, and I was just in help side defense, kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time for somebody coming in, and this chick just drove, and I stuck my hand out to kind of help a little bit, but I ended up just hurting myself, bent my wrist completely backwards. I ended up pulling the muscles in my forearm that flex my fingers, and so it's kind of been a struggle coming back from that.
Someone told me, and I don't know if it's accurate or not, but when that wrist bent back, did it bend your fingers all the way back to your forearm?
That's what it felt like. I thought I broke my hand. I ran off the court and I was like, I just broke my hand. I couldn't move. My entire hand just swelled up immediately and my fingers were numb and I was like, I was pretty positive I broke my hand. I felt a pop in the palm of my hand, and so it freaked me out because I'd never broken a bone in my body. And so I was pretty scared, so I went to the trainer and she was like, oh, it's not broken, we don't really know what it is. I still got some swelling and bruising on my wrist, but it's getting better every day.
How functional is it right now, Katy?
Functional standpoint, basketball-wise, it's difficult. I got to heat it and kind of warm it up before I can do anything, really, because if I go out there when it's cold, it's stiff and it hurts. It's more painful. But I do little as possible at home with my right hand so that I can just aggravate it in practice and be fine. But
During games, for those who haven't seen you play, how do you wrap it or what do you have on it?
what they're used right now is a K-tape. They kind of made up a tape job for me because there's not really a tape job out there for my injury, I guess. So what they do is they wrap the back of my wrist and then around the back of my wrist as well. And then on my hand, they use this K-tape and they cut it in 4 pieces. And they start at the top of my fingers and stretch it all the way down to the forearm and just kind of keep my hand in a flexed position as much as possible so that it doesn't hurt as bad whenever I get my fingers pushed back, like catching and shooting and stuff.
Well, don't get your fingers pushed back. I think that's probably all you have to do, right?
Right.
Katy Colby is our guest, and you're the only senior on this women's team. Pretty broad shoulders to handle that responsibility without any other senior around. How's it been?
It's been, I'm not going to say it's been hard, but it hasn't been easy either. It comes with its challenges. But last year I was in the captain's role as well, and I've kind of always taken on the role of a leader. That's just kind of my personality. And so being the only senior, it's a lot of responsibility, but I take it and I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm obviously sad that 2 of my teammates that are in my class left, but I enjoy the position that I'm in. It's a tough position, but I handle it, I think.
Your role on this team as a senior is to come off the bench at times and play, let's just say it the way it is, some short minutes. But are you okay with that role, I guess is what I'm asking, or talk about that a little bit if you would.
It's frustrating. I am a senior. I just want to play. It's my last season. But I work hard every day in practice. I work hard, but I don't take advantage of the minutes I'm out there. Or I guess I do take advantage of the minutes that I'm out there. I don't take it for granted, I guess. I go out there and I play hard. I do what I can. I do what coach needs me to do. It's frustrating, but I do it.
Is it tough to come to grips with that? And is there something to be learned in that, do you think?
It's tough, but just the kind of person I am. I'm a hard worker. I might be the most talented person out there, but I'm definitely one of the most hardworking. And so I'd say where I lack in talent, my hard work picks up, and that's kind of where I see from, I guess.
You, I think, to a lot of people, maybe look really serious when you're playing, and you probably are, but when you're practicing, but you're so personable. Is there a mixture there? Do you have to turn that personality off a little bit when you get on the court? How do you deal with that?
Well, I'm a very competitive person, both on and off the court, and in school and in basketball, but I love to have a good time. Coach will tell you, I goof around in practice, I poke fun at coach, things that she says, even the games. In high school, I always had a smile on my face when I played, and people kind of always, they were like, there's Katy Colby with that smile on her face, but now it's a different level, and so when I go out there, I know I have a job to get done, and so obviously you can't goof around, and especially when the game is on the line, because a lot of times I'm put in to play defense. That's my game, is defense, and so when I go in there, I can't just be, jacking around. I got to go in there and be serious, so.
Katy is from Osceola, Missouri, and is a senior at Jewell here. What are you going to do when you get out of school?
Still trying to decide that right now. I would love to work for Habitat for Humanity or join AmeriCorps. Another opportunity that has kind of recently popped up, my friend, just graduated from Baylor, has been appointed the director of a Hope House in Louisiana. And so they need staff, and it's exactly what I want to do. They have summer camps for kids, sports camps in the summertime, and they teach kids, because I guess this area of the town, kids don't have homes. They're not necessarily homeless, but they just go from home to home. And so the point of this Hope House is just to give some stability and education to these children of this bad part of town. And so I could be finding myself in Louisiana in the next couple of months, so that could be very exciting for me.
Why is that important to you? Can you articulate that a little bit?
I love giving back. I put most people ahead of myself all the time, especially with my family. They come before I am. I'd rather my sister be happy before I'm happy. So for me to help somebody and give somebody something that they might not have had the opportunity to do or get, that means the world to me. I would love, like, if I would give somebody the clothes off my back if they didn't have clothes, just to make someone else's day.
I know I just found out recently you're doing some work with Hillcrest Thrift Store, which is one of our sponsors. So I'm going to throw that in there. What's that been like working for them?
It has been awesome. I started volunteering this summer, and I met Jed, the girl who manages it, and she's a great mentor. I just love what Hillcrest Thrift Store is all about, what that money goes towards. The transitional housing, I think, is a great thing, and it's been a lot of fun working there. It's a great environment, and I'm gaining experience, just talking with Jed. And even, doing the little things like pricing and organizing, stuff like that. I'm kind of anal. And so when I go in there and I get to organize stuff, it really, I feel like I'm making a difference for the thrift store and for the people working there. And so it's actually very enjoyable. I only get to go in about 5 to 6 hours a week. But when I do, I definitely enjoy it a lot.
What other college experiences have you had that maybe you weren't quite expecting when you came to college? In other words, how has the college experience kind of shaped you in the last few years?
I'd say the college experience has shaped me. I definitely think that I've become a better person. I didn't know it was possible when I was in high school because I thought I was the best I could be. And then I came here and I just met great people. People that go here are genuinely good people. And I've made a lot of best friends. The team, they are like my second family. I'm not far from home, but I don't make it home as much as I would like. But I have a family here. And with a coach like Coach Kress, that's kind of, I don't know, she's been it's weird, but kind of like a mom. If I need something, I could go to her and say, listen, I need your help with this, or I just want to talk to you about something. And we have a pretty open relationship, so I can go and talk to her about anything. So I guess just, I think I've become a better person just with the people that have, I've been around, I guess.
You talked about your sister a moment ago, and that's kind of a nice segue into talking about your family with a sister here in school. You want to talk about her a little bit first?
Yeah, sure. She's honestly probably one of my best friends. When we were younger, we didn't really see eye to eye until, because I was older, so I thought I was way cooler than her. Until the fifth grade, she just shot up to about 5'8" in between her fifth and sixth grade year. And as athletes, we were like, this is awesome. And my dad was a coach, and so she played up with my team. And then that's really whenever this incredible bond that we have now started between, sixth and when I was in seventh grade and she was in sixth grade. So having her here has been great. I admire her. She's one of the people I look up to, even though she's younger than me. I look up to her for everything. So.
You're talking about Brittany, who, of course, serves as a manager and kind of she kind of takes care of a lot of different things on the basketball team. Do you have any other brothers and sisters?
I do. I have an older sister that's 30 that was just recently remarried. She's doing very well. And I have two older brothers that are 28 and 26, and they just recently got out of the Marines about a year ago and are living back in Osceola. One is still living with my parents as he's trying to finish building his house, but it's taking a lot longer than they had planned. So,
tell me a little bit about your parents, if you would.
My parents, my mother is a teacher at Osceola. I'm the greatest woman in the world. I hope one day to be as awesome as my mother. My dad is a serial entrepreneur. He's got about 5 different businesses going on. From a garage door business to a screen printing company, my dad kind of does it all. And he likes to stay busy. I guess that's where I get, I want to dabble in a little bit of everything eventually. And I get that from my dad. But I like to think I have probably the greatest parents ever.
That's great to hear as a parent for someone to say that. But I loved serial entrepreneur. That's the classic one. Before I let you go, one final thought here. How would you like to be remembered by people here at Jewell?
Oh man, that's kind of a tough question. I guess I'd like to be remembered just as that person that kind of lit up the room when she came in, because I try to do that everywhere I go. I try to just come in and just make light of a situation. If something's kind of going wrong, I like to come in and say, hey, listen, this is okay, or just being that person that tries to help out and kind of have a good time anywhere I go. So.
Katy Colby has been our guest on the HyVee Halftime Report, and we'll be back with more in a moment.